What's up, guys? How you guys doing? So my name is Nalo Chabe, and this is my second year in university. Okay, and so for you guys who don't remember, I started a project. The project's name is called Upgrading. I'm lying. It's called Leveling Up. The reason why it's called Leveling Up is because I'm gonna be upgrading my mathematics and I'm gonna be upgrading my life sciences. Okay, and hopefully I get to upgrade because I want to go to a new university and probably do a course or a degree that I want to do, or a degree that follows the path and leads me to my dream. Anyway, with that said, today I'm so excited. Because the first few videos I did were about mathematics, right? I finished exponential functions, so go watch those videos and give me some tips into like how can I make better videos, okay? Anyway, I'm excited as I said because I'm gonna be doing some life sciences, and life sciences is one of the subjects I loved. Okay, it's comes so easy, and so if you're wondering, okay, why I'm trading there? Well, I got a code 6. I want to get something like a code 7. Okay, anyway, so with that said, before we get into what we're gonna be doing today, I want you guys to make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification button to be notified every time I drop, because I'm gonna be dropping every week. Every Saturdays and Sundays I'm gonna be dropping something. And let's get to the video. Okay, I don't know why I did that, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so in today's video we're gonna be doing reproduction in vertebrates, right? So what is that? It's reproduction not in humans. So if it's not in humans, it's in animals. I don't think plants have reproductions today. Anyway, so I don't know what was that. Anyway, so yeah, so in this chapter, there's a few things you have to understand to know the entire theory about the chapter. Of course, I like to do theory, and after that, I do some exam past papers. Anyway, the first thing that you have to understand when you in this chapter is one, the difference between external fertilization and internal fertilization. The second thing, you have to know the different types of reproduction, I think, or type of reproductions, which the first one is ovipary, the second one is ovivipary, and the last one is vivipary, okay? The third thing you have to know here is precocial, the difference between precocial and atricial development. The fourth thing you have to know is parental care, and the fifth thing last thing you have to know is the amniotic egg. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, I'm hoping to make this video so short, so I'm not gonna do all of these things. So I wanna just cover the amniotic egg and external fertilization. So, I can just tell you guys all of these things so fast because I'm not gonna explain it. So if you want me to explain all of these topics, just tell me in the comments below. Anyway, the difference between external fertilization and internal fertilization is that external fertilization, the embryo, the mixing of the egg and the sperm happens outside. Okay, that's external. In internal fertilization, the meeting of the sperm and the egg happens inside. Okay, then what is this? The difference between ovipary or vivipary, then vivipary, is that one, ovipary is chickens. Just think about chicks that hatch, right? They're kept in an egg but outside the mother's body. That's ovipary. They hatch. Ovivipary, think about snakes, reptiles, right? The babies are kept inside but inside of an egg inside the body. So they hatch inside and then they get born alive. That's it. Then the last one is vivipary. That is us, that is humans. It's inside, no egg, just on the womb. Humans, okay? That's it. The other thing you have to know is precocial development and atricial development. Precocial development is when chicks are born alive, right? Not alive. They're born with feathers, little feathers. They're born with their eyes open and they can immediately move after being born. That's precocial. Atricial, however, is birds. Think of birds. They are born with no feathers. They cannot see and are completely dependent on their parents. Okay. And then there's parental care. Okay, parental care is mammals like elephants, lions, where the young is born and then is completely dependent on the parent for food and nutrition and for protection. She can walk, but is dependent on the parent. That's parental care. The last one, which we're gonna be doing today, is the one that I'm gonna be explaining in length. By the way, I didn't plan to explain all of this. That's why I was rushing. Anyway, I'm carrying a textbook here, so if you're wondering why do I keep on looking down, okay, carrying the textbook, and it's in pretty bad condition. So, but the condition of the book really doesn't matter. What matters is what's inside the book, right? Anyway, so yeah, let's go to the immunity egg. So I did some notes there, but unfortunately you cannot see that. But I don't think that matters so much because I'm gonna show you here. So this is the immunity egg. So I hope you can see. So there is it. There is it. There is 8 components that you have to understand in an amniotic egg, which I'm gonna just do now quickly, okay? Because I want to keep this short. So this is the amniotic egg. So let's list all of them. So now I'm gonna be cheating, okay? Because I'm gonna be seeing this. I wanted to do it as an exercise, so you guys can guess with me. So if you can, on your own, just try to guess and see how much you have, so that you can truly know which ones you know and which ones you don't know. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be saying the name of it, and then I'm gonna give you the function of it. Okay. The first one is the yolk sac. It's yellow. The first one is called the yolk sac. Okay, it's the yellow part right here. So the function of the yolk sac in an amniotic egg is that it provides nutrition for the embryo, for the baby, right? Its primary function is to provide nutrition for the body. I'm just going to do something on my laptop quickly. Okay. The second one is called the allantois. Allantois, I don't know. Allantois, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's called allantois. It's this one. I don't know what color this is, but anyway, it's called the allantois. So this one has 2 primary functions. The first one is it facilitates or is responsible for the gaseous exchange, right? The baby must breathe through the allantois, just like how the baby breathes through the umbilical cord and the placenta in humans. The allantois is where the embryo of a chick or whatever is born inside an egg breathes in, okay? The second part, the function is waste. It stores all nitrogenous waste to this, okay? Fine. So the third one is called the airspace. Which one? This one I really learned about yesterday. That was very interesting. So here, what happens is that this airspace right here, I don't know if you can see that, I'll show you guys properly. There's an airspace right here, okay? So what happens is that it provides, so when the egg is gonna hatch, right? It provides the baby inside, which I'm gonna call the baby, the embryo. It provides it with its first breath, or it's when the baby is gonna use its lungs for breathing now. No longer using the allantois. It's gonna use its lungs for breathing, then it's gonna hatch, okay? Just like our babies, our human babies get beaten on the bum. Then for them to breathe, they have to breathe, okay? Anyway, I'm thinking they have to breathe. It's about breathing. Anyway, the fourth one is called the amnion, which is the blue. It's shaded blue here, if you can see properly. It's shaded blue. So the function of this, it prevents the embryo from dehydration and also protects the embryo from mechanical shock. Some kind of shock absorber, okay? So the baby can move around just freely, okay? That's it, the amnion. That's the function of the amnion. Then we have something called the embryo, which is just the baby, okay? There's the baby. It looks like this. Looks weird, doesn't it? Anyway, we probably look like this too, bro, when we small. There. And then the sixth one is called the eggshell, the outermost layer, okay? Right. So for this one, you have to remember two things. One, it protects the egg, the embryo inside from like physical physical damage, okay? Like physical shock or whatever from like if it bounces through something, you must not get broken, okay? Bounces, not broken. The second thing is that it's porous, okay? Porous. That means that it facilitates also, what is this? Gases exchange, right? Gas, oxygen has to come from outside to airspace, albumin, allantois, and then gases exchange happens there. So it's porous, meaning it's facilitate gases exchange, and also it protects the embryo, what's inside, from physical shock. Then we have something called the chorion, okay? Which is just a layer right here. So it's the membrane. It's a membrane that contains the fluid, right? It contains the fluid that has all the amnion and all the components here, and also it facilitates the gases exchange. So in its membrane, it has to have some, I don't know, pores or something that facilitates air coming in from outside. It has to. Okay, the last one, and we're done, people, is the albumin. I think I'm saying it right. It's the albumin. This is the last one. That's the part we enjoy when eating an egg, the white part. Not the part we enjoy, but the white part. You know, the colorless part we eat, that's usually white when it's cooked, okay? That's called the albumin, okay? The albumin acts as a shock absorber, and also facilitate in gases exchange also. So that's it, people. That's my short lesson. There goes electricity, bro. Bye.